Feeling scattered, unmotivated, or constantly distracted by your phone? You're not alone. In our hyper-stimulated world, our brains are constantly bombarded with quick hits of dopamine, leaving us craving more and struggling to focus. But what if you could reset your brain's reward system, reclaim your attention span, and rediscover your inner drive? That's what a dopamine detox is all about. It's not about eliminating dopamine entirely, but rather strategically reducing overstimulation to help you regain control and find genuine satisfaction in everyday life. Ready to learn how? Today we will talk about dopamine detox, reclaiming your focus and drive. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Dopamine detox, reclaiming your focus and drive. In our hyper-connected, stimulation-rich world, the constant barrage of notifications, endless scrolling, and instant gratification has profoundly impacted our attention spans and intrinsic motivation. We often find ourselves flitting from one digital stimulus to another, struggling to concentrate on deep work, and feeling a pervasive sense of restlessness. This pervasive distraction is intimately linked to dopamine, a powerful neurotransmitter often dubbed the reward chemical. While essential for motivation, learning, and pleasure, its dysregulation in a modern context can lead to a state of chronic overstimulation, diminishing our capacity for sustained focus and genuine contentment. The concept of a dopamine detox emerges as a radical yet increasingly popular intervention designed to reset our brain's reward systems, allowing us to reclaim our natural focus, drive, and appreciation for simpler, more meaningful activities. It's not about eliminating dopamine entirely, which is impossible and detrimental, but rather consciously reducing the influx of easily accessible, high dopamine stimuli to recalibrate our neural pathways and enhance our sensitivity to less intense, yet more fulfilling rewards. 2. Understanding dopamine and its modern misuse. Dopamine plays a crucial role in the brain's reward system, mediating pleasure, motivation, and goal-directed behavior. When we engage in activities that are beneficial for our survival or well-being, like eating, exercising, or social interaction, our brains release dopamine, reinforcing those behaviors. However, in contemporary society, the sources of dopamine have expanded exponentially and become incredibly concentrated. Social media likes, endless video consumption, online gaming, instant messaging, and even highly processed foods offer rapid, potent hits of dopamine with minimal effort. This constant influx leads to a phenomenon known as dopamine desensitization, where the brain requires increasingly higher levels of stimulation to achieve the same feeling of satisfaction or pleasure. Consequently, everyday activities that once brought joy or focus, reading a book, engaging in quiet reflection, pursuing a challenging project, feel dull and unstimulating in comparison. This creates a vicious cycle. We seek more intense stimuli to feel anything, further dulling our sensitivity and eroding our natural capacity for sustained attention and intrinsic motivation. The modern misuse of dopamine isn't about the chemical itself, but how our environment leverages its power to keep us perpetually engaged and often perpetually distracted. 3. The core principles of a dopamine detox. A dopamine detox, at its heart, is a period of intentional abstention from specific, highly stimulating activities that provide immediate gratification. It's not a complete sensory deprivation, nor is it about eliminating all forms of enjoyment. Instead, it's a deliberate withdrawal from the primary culprits of modern overstimulation. Common activities targeted for temporary cessation include social media use, binge-watching television or movies, excessive video gaming, consumption of highly processed foods and sugary drinks, pornography, and compulsive online shopping. The duration of a detox can vary, from a few hours to a full weekend or even a week, depending on individual goals and commitment. The key principle is to replace these high dopamine activities with low dopamine alternatives that encourage presence, reflection, and natural engagement. This could involve spending time in nature, reading physical books, journaling, meditating, engaging in deep conversations, or pursuing creative hobbies that require sustained effort. The goal is to allow the brain's reward pathways to reset, reducing the baseline level of required stimulation, and thereby increasing sensitivity to more subtle and sustainable forms of pleasure and motivation. 4. Preparing for your detox journey. Embarking on a dopamine detox requires thoughtful preparation to maximize its effectiveness and minimize discomfort. Firstly, clearly define your why. What do you hope to gain? Greater focus, reduced anxiety, improved sleep, or a rekindled passion for a neglected hobby? Articulating your motivations will provide a strong anchor during moments of craving. Secondly, identify your specific high dopamine triggers. For some, it might be endless TikTok scrolling. For others, it's competitive online gaming. Be honest about what activities disproportionately hijack your attention. Thirdly, set a realistic duration for your detox. A few hours or a single day is a great starting point for beginners. Communicate your intentions to family and friends to garner support and avoid accidental interruptions. Crucially, plan alternative, low dopamine activities to fill the void. This isn't just about deprivation. It's about re-engaging with activities that foster genuine well-being. 5. Navigating the detox period, challenges and strategies. The initial hours and days of a dopamine detox can be challenging as the brain protests the sudden withdrawal of its accustomed stimuli. You might experience boredom, restlessness, irritability, or even a sense of loss. These are normal withdrawal symptoms as your brain attempts to recalibrate. It's vital to recognize these feelings for what they are, temporary signals that your brain is adjusting. Resist the urge to cave in and seek out your usual sources of instant gratification. Instead, lean into the discomfort. Use this time for introspection. Journal about your feelings, observe your thoughts without judgment, or engage in planned low dopamine activities. If boredom strikes, don't immediately reach for a device. Instead, pick up a book, go for a walk, or simply sit with your thoughts. Hydration, healthy eating, and sufficient sleep are even more critical during this period to support your brain's recovery. Remember, the goal isn't to feel instantly better, but to allow your system to reset. 6. The profound benefits of a dopamine reset. The rewards of successfully undergoing a dopamine detox are manifold and deeply transformative. Perhaps the most immediate and noticeable benefit is a significant improvement in focus and concentration. As your brain recalibrates, mundane tasks that once felt tedious become more engaging, and your capacity for deep, sustained work increases. You'll find it easier to read longer texts, engage in complex problem-solving, and truly be present in conversations. Alongside enhanced focus comes a renewed sense of intrinsic motivation. Instead of relying on external rewards, you'll rediscover the joy in the process of learning, creating, or simply being. This can lead to rekindled hobbies, the pursuit of long-dormant goals, and a greater appreciation for simpler pleasures. Many individuals report reduced anxiety and stress as the constant pressure to keep up with digital feeds diminishes. Sleep quality often improves dramatically due to reduced blue light exposure and a calmer mind before bed. Furthermore, a dopamine detox can foster greater self-awareness and emotional regulation. By removing external distractions, you are forced to confront your thoughts and feelings, leading to a deeper understanding of yourself and your true desires. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.